Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. I'm Daniel Chang. Today we are going to talk about the quality of light. Understanding the quality of your light is probably one of the most important concepts you need to know when it comes to cinema photography and lighting. So in today's video, I will explain from what is the definition of the quality of light and also show you guys some examples to see the differences between each of light's quality does when it comes to shoot your video. And last, I will talk about when and how you can utilize the knowledge you learn and use it in the real world shooting and make your work look more professional and cinematic. So without further talk, let's get started. Now, what actually is quality of light? I know when I say the word quality of light, you guys will more than likely associate it with the intensity of your light or the color quality of your light. But what it actually means is the softness of its shadows on how it behaves on the subject you light on, which means how hard and soft your light source is actually going to be. So when you are shooting your video project, no matter what kind of light you are working with, whether it's the sunlight or it's the artificial light that you set up, simply to say there are two types of light quality. The first one is hard light, the second one is soft light. Each type of light used for different purposes and represent different kind of feeling to people. Knowing when, why, and how to use it can definitely make your image look more professional and meaningful. So let's talk about the hard light first. Hard light is achieved by using small directly light related to your subject. It can cast strong shadow with crispy edges, and it also can emphasize the depth and texture for your subject. Also, hard light is created through manipulating the size and distance. The smaller your light source is, the harder the light you will get, and further the light from your subject, the harsher the shadow it will be. The most common example would be the sunlight. Sun is a very small source on the sky. It points the light directly into your subject. So that's why if there is no cloud blocking in front of the sunlight, then you can get a very sharp and crispy shadows when you're standing under the sun. And to create hard light, you can use the LED lights, traditional tungsten light, or HNI light to be your light source. And here for our example, I put my Aperture 100D with 2x Fresnel as my hard light source on the side. And for the people who don't know what the Fresnel is, it's a glass that can help our light turn to be more focusable and more looks like a spotlight. So as you can see in the example, after I use Fresnel to make my light source turn to be a very small and direct pinpoint source on my face, you can tell that hard light casts a very distinct edges of the shadow on my face. And also the shadow on the back of the wall looks really crispy and sharp. And to demonstrate how the distance of light impacts the hard light for you guys, I put my hand in front of my Aperture 100D. Now if I put my hand too close to our light source, you can see the shadow on the wall looks soft and blurry. But if I move my hand further from our light source, then you can see the shadow become more sharp and crispy. Now, on the opposite side, soft light is a quality of light that refers to light that tend to wrap around its object and cast diffuse shadow with soft edges. It's opposite of the hard light. Simply to say, as long as you can find a light source and put the diffusion in front of it and make it a bigger light source, then we can call it soft lighting. And to diffuse the light, you can use a LED softbox attached on a LED light or diffusion gel, a muslin, or even a white t-shirt is also an option to diffuse your light. And if sometimes you really don't have any material to wrap around your light, then bounce your light on the white wall could also be a way to diffuse your light. As long as you can make your light source bigger, then you can make your light softer. Soft light mostly used as your key light for your subject because it will help you to create light that has minimum or less noticeable shadows to make our subject look more flattering and charming. And one really important thing to keep in mind is the larger your light source is, the softer the light you get. And as the same like the hard light, the closer your light to your subject and the softer it will be. So that's why when you are shooting a close-up shot on the film set, you will see people use a large diffusion and put the light source really close to our subject, because for doing that we can get a really soft and charming key light on our actor's face. Now, as the same example we used to demonstrate the hard light, this time we use our F22C with unbleached muslin to soft our light. And compared to the previous example we shoot for our hard light, you can tell soft light casts very gradual shadow on the face, and the shadow on the back is barely there. Okay, so now after you understand all the basic concepts for both soft light and hard light, the next thing we are going to talk about is how you can utilize the concept we just mentioned in the real world shooting for your shot to make your video look more cinematic. Now let's talk about the hard light first. So as we know, hard light could cast strong shadow with crispy edges. So normally when you are shooting a commercial or a film, hard light is ideal for illuminating edges feature you want to draw the attention to, like the guy's muscle or some product's detail shot. But beside that, here I have a few tips for you guys to use hard light in your shot. First is to use hard light to add more contrast and create a focus point in your frame. Since hard light will result in brighter highlight and darker shadow, that is generally better at directing our eyes, which are attracted by the brightest part of any frame. With more contrast, the brightest part of your frame is made even more eye-catching, and the shadow are crushed to be even less noticeable. Second, hard light is popular to create the shadow or depth in your frame. For example, you can use hard light to create a shadow like the window blinds, the tree branches, or use hard light to create shape to add layer in the background of your shot. And like we mentioned earlier, further the light from your subject, the harsher the shadow you will be. So depends on how sharp you want your light to be, you can adjust the distance between your subject and your light. And the third reason you should use hard light is when you want to create a shave light or flashlight beams of light. Make your hard, direct light beams pass through the haze can create a cinematic shave light that you had watched in a lot of film. But in order to do that, you need to have a haze machine, and hard light is the only way to do it. And the last reason, and probably the most common reason that people use hard light, is because we want to mimic the sunlight or street light for the scene. Not only it can let the whole image looks more realistic, but it also can create more contrast in the image. So that's why you can see this technique used a lot in film or TV show. So as same as how we introduced the hard light, here are some tips and circumstances that you can utilize the soft lights for your shoot. First, if your main subject is a human, for 90% of your shot, you should use soft light as your key light. No matter you're shooting a commercial or making a short film, using soft light can give the most pleasant looks on people's face. And the reason why is because you can use soft light to hide wrinkly curves or pinpoint on the face that would normally be emphasized by the hard light. So that's why in the fashion or beauty industry, soft light is the most popular quality light to use. Second, soft light is the go-to choice for any ambient lights or field light you may need, because soft light does not cast a noticeable of shadow, so it would be better if we want to set up multiple lights, but at the same time also prevent our subject has multiple shadows, or it would look unnatural or weird in your frame. And the last but not least, soft light is also good for following our subject moving while both our camera and light are moving. If you think about the traditional walk and talk, you will know that the camera moves with the subject while they walk toward the lens. But how you keep your subject's face beautifully lit all the time while the subject and camera are both moving? The key is soft lighting. That's why you often see this thing lit by either a moving bounce board or a large soft source like a light tube or softbox. And here you have it. I hope after this video you have more clear concept about the quality of light and how both hard and soft light work in the real world shooting. Knowing quality of light not only can make your image look more cinematic, but it also can help you to choose the light for your shot more efficiently and correctly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today and maybe can take something away from it. And if you guys like this video, please don't hesitate to click that subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up. I would really want to hear from you guys' experience from working with the hard light and soft light on your shoot. So please feel free to tell me what you think and comment down below. I will try to reply as soon as possible. So it's a wrap for today's video. I'm Daniel Chang. I will see you guys next week. Peace.